Hello, welcome back to Otter Pop Culture. Today is Monday, which means it is Movie Monday. This is the 15th episode of it, and today I'm going over the second volume of Love, Death, and Robots. It's a Netflix series, original series, and this is like the second season of it, and I love the first season. I thought it was so fun. This second season, though, is pretty much shorter. It's like 8 episodes, and the time limit to I guess the time limit to the episodes in this one is much more shorter. Um, if you don't know what the Love, Death, and Robots are, it's a 5 Emmy winning animation anthology. That series that pretty much surrounds a collection of different. Each episode has a different animated short story, pretty much expanding across different genres with like science fiction, horror, fantasy, and some comedy. This one kind of pulls away from comedy, even though it starts off with a comedic episode. So let me go through each episode in a way and kind of talk about what I thought about them. They're very, very short. So starting off, the first episode that you come across is called Automated Customer Service, and this one pretty much is a 3D type of animation, and it's about this woman who pretty much has a robotic cleaning like machine that goes around and kind of cleans up everything and pretty much malfunctions and just starts coming after her to kill her off. And she's talking with with customer service, pretty much an automated customer service that's kind of walking her through ways to get kind of around it, to like defeat it or get away from it. But as it goes on, just things gets just worse and worse and worse. And there's some comedic pieces into it, and it's a great way to start off the season, because it definitely goes darker pretty quickly. So yeah, this one was 12 minutes long, and yeah, going into the next one is called Ice. It is more of a 2D animation, and this one takes place in this type of futuristic kind of way, but also feels like it takes place in this like icy area too. So it pretty much takes place. It has two brothers that pretty much, one is like way more enhanced and the other one isn't, and so the one that isn't enhanced goes on a trip with his enhanced brother and his brother's enhanced friends, as they try to kind of have this like race on ice where these whales are like breaching from the ice coming out of it. It's not really much of a spoiler because it's all about how it happens. But I really like that one. I love those two. It was a great beginning. I did feel like Ice definitely had way more legs to kind of keep going, but I really, really love the 2D feeling. It's kind of a nice flashback to when I used to do it all the time. Pop Squad is one of the darkest ones. Pretty much has a police officer that goes around and enforces population control. And in this direction he pretty much, in this world, internal life is way more valuable and way more wanted than having kids. So if there's an registered offspring, pretty much they get killed off or taken somewhere, and this police officer and the Pop Squad are pretty much the people that take care of that kind of situation. This one's 8 minutes long, or 18 minutes long, and it's actually much more expanded out, and I really like it for that reason. Snow in the Desert is another one I really like. I feel like this one pretty much is about this immortal albino man who pretty much has been living forever, and these like hired killers are pretty much coming after him to kill him and take something from him, this is all a spoiler-free review, but pretty much taking something from him that can help with internal life, and some of the scientists are after him too, not in a bad way, but kind of like, please come to our lab and let us research you, and while the hired killers is like, we just want it for ourselves kind of thing. I really like it. It's much more 3D. It kind of reminded me a lot of like video games animation, where it has that, like, you'll see like an Uncharted 4 or so many other ones that pretty much have that kind of so 3D and so real that it almost feels like it's completely just being filmed by that person. Like, it feels like real people. Tall Grass is another one I liked. It pretty much it took a very slow burn until it got to a point. This one pretty much had a 3D kind of, or not 3D, had a kind of a paint-esque kind of animation meets Polar Express in a way, because it's pretty much about this train that stops in the middle of the track and next to a gigantic field of grass, and pretty much one of the passengers starts roaming into the grass when he starts seeing different types of lights that are flashing in it. The conductor is pretty much very, very, very like Polar Express looking with the mustache and everything, the glasses. I like this one. It's only 11 minutes long, but I love the kind of like painting kind of feel to it that was really nice. All throughout the house, or all through the house is another one that's very, very short, like 7 minutes. And I definitely felt like it was a nice little kind of break from all the intensity of the last two. So this one is pretty much about these kids who want to catch Santa putting away the presents in action, pretty much. They sink down to check on him, and things just kind of turn out to be way more crazier than what they expected. And I loved it. It was very short and straight to the point, but I also kind of felt like it left you kind of, it felt like to me like it left me kind of just like, oh, that's it? Oh, okay, I guess we'll move on. Life Hutch is another one that I thought was okay. I kind of feel like it was very similar to automated customer service, but it's much more darker, I guess. No humor whatsoever. It has Michael B. Jordan in it, and it's really cool. And this pretty much is this combat pilot lands on a planet, but he has like a security place, little shelter that is on the planet they can kind of use as refuge, and pretty much goes there, and the maintenance robot is completely malfunctions and just starts trying to kill him, and he finds a way to, it's all about him trying to outsmart that robot, and to the point to where he can get help from that that shelter that has like a beacon thing for his other crew, I guess. This one's 13 minutes long. I liked it. I just felt like it just too similar to the first one. Yeah, and then I didn't really feel like, it felt like it kind of didn't leave me with too much either. I feel like these last three kind of just leave you like, oh, okay. The last one, Drowned Giant, pretty much is about this dead giant that shows up on shore, washes up on shore pretty much naked and everything, and these townies are pretty much going around walking on it and figuring out what the hell this come from, and it's being kind of talked about in a kind of like a journal way by this other guy, and this one also has that kind of like 3D animation with the, just like Life Hutch as well too, with that kind of so good, so real, it feels like it's real. I definitely liked this one much more because it was so calm and it's so nice, and the whole idea of thinking like, what happens if a mystical creature was to appear out of nowhere, how would we deal with it? And obviously what we deal with, how we see it, is pretty much how we see everything. We are surprised, we're nervous, we're weirded out, but then we're curious, and then when we feel confident enough to do something about it, we just tear it apart and use and take whatever we want from it, kind of thing. Which is something I don't really feel like I really stand for, but all in all, this is a decent season. Not as good as the first season. I feel like the first season's still way better than this one, but I do see a bit of growth in this season. I just wish it was way more longer and gave us that 18 episode thing that it did, then give us kind of 8 episodes. But I know that the whole idea was that they wanted to kind of condense it down so they can have more people kind of take it in easier, and it's easier binge. I felt like the 18 episodes was pretty easy binging, but maybe that's just me. I give this one a 4 out of 5. Leave a comment below to me what you thought. If you liked this season, let me know. If you liked the first season better, let me know too. If you like this video, hit the like, the subscribe, and a notification button too so you get more videos. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you all in the next video.